What's going on, guys? Today we're in a neighborhood of Bangkok called Din Daeng. I'm here to actually meet with one of my suppliers who's making samples for Dapper Villains. And this whole neighborhood is essentially tailors, people who work in the garment industry. And I thought it'd be really cool to just show you guys what goes on and how some of this works and what this area is like. So if you're gonna make garments in Thailand, you basically have to be doing business in an area like this. Somewhere where there's nothing but tailors and suit makers. And the guy who we work with is phenomenal. Now, I'm not gonna show you his shop because he's kind of sensitive about how big it is and what he does. But you could walk down any soy in this hood and basically find a suit maker, find a tailor. It's basically like any other neighborhood in Bangkok, except that every house is a tailor or a suit maker or something like that. The other great thing is that not everyone's doing the same exact thing on these types of soy. So you can always get, you know, someone to do a t-shirt print, someone to do a jacket, someone to make shirts. There's always something that you can find to get done here, and they do it at a really high level. The level of craftsmanship that you find in these areas is absolutely phenomenal, and I'm blown away by it every single time. Guys, this is so good, the best. Alright, Mark. So when I first moved to Bangkok, this is actually one of the areas a lot of people told me not to come to. Don't visit Din Daeng, it's a bad neighborhood, it's a dangerous area. But now, because of my business, I spend more time here than anywhere else. And to be honest, like, it's really not a bad area. If you're coming here for work, if you're just coming here to hang out, there's a lot of great people, a lot of fun stuff. And like I said, I've just popped into shops here, and if you can speak a little bit of Thai, it goes a long way to getting work done. If you saw the video, the craft food video, and I'll link it above, Jib and I talked about like the practice that you put in, the lifetime to reach mastery as a craftsperson. Every single person on these soys here in Din Daeng, they've all been putting in that time to be a master craftsperson for years and years. So in Thai, you call someone who's a master sewer or a master seamstress shong. So shong, then their name is how you refer to them. And all of these people who work in these areas, they are shong. They are master tailors, master seamstresses. So I just passed a couple fixing their serger. They had a jack serger, same one I have actually. They were draining the oil and they were trying to fix some parts. So I asked if I could film, but they weren't too comfortable. So they said, no big deal. And that's part of knowing this trade. Part of being, you know, a sewist, a professional sewist, is that you can fix your own equipment. You can do repairs, you know, for the most part. There are some things that are major repairs that you have to send the machine out for, but fixing timing, you know, fixing a broken piece, you know, that's kind of normal. You should be able to do that. There's a tuk-tuk, just a random tuk-tuk on the soy. Very cool. So yeah, like I was saying, if you're a professional sewist in Thailand, you're called a shong, right? And these are people who have spent maybe 20, 30, 40, 50 years mastering this craft, learning this craft, you know, developing that skill set from journeyman to mastery. And I think that's always really awesome. But that's why areas like this exist, where you can go and everyone on these soys is a master craftsman, is a master shong. And that allows you to get this type of work done very well. I've never felt unsafe being here. You know, the dozens and dozens of times I've come here to talk to suppliers and to shops. And right down the soy from here, you can get a bike for about 30 baht to take you over to Fortune Town, which is one of our big tech malls. So it's not even that remote of an area. You can do fine just kind of visiting here and checking things out. All right, guys, I'm gonna go pick up my samples from my supplier. I'm gonna bring those back to the studio and then I'll show them to you, talk about some of that process to get them made. All right, what's going on, guys? Long day. I am finally back, getting everything kind of settled. I just wanted to show you some of the samples that I picked up today, and these are what I'm going to look at to see if these are actually going to be products that we roll out and see what we think of them. I'll start with my military inspired overshirt. You guys have seen this before, but we got a new version of it. And of course, we went back to doing the original green, but we finally got a blue one in, and the blue one looks fantastic. It's a beautiful rich blue. It's got these Carozo buttons here. And he hit all the details we want. We ended up getting rid of the hidden buttons. And so now the buttons go all the way through, which I think kind of gives it a bit more texture in the front. And then he hit all of the little details we wanted, like the side splits, the collar's just right. Everything about it is spot on. Next up, guys, we have a couple of the Dapper Villains waistcoat samples that I want to show you. And we've got a few different fabrics here, and I'm not sure what I'm gonna go with yet as far as the fabric and the pockets, but there's a few different options. Right now, this is my favorite. This is in the lead. This herringbone is absolutely fantastic. And you can see it's got that skull liner purple, Dapper Villains purple. A lot of the inspiration for these came from sort of like old Westerns and like the way you would see these guys wear waistcoats with everything, and I thought that was just such a great look. I love the waistcoats with the lapel, and this is just great. This one is just all patch pockets. It kind of has that vibe, which I really dig. And the bottom buttonhole on each one of these is purple, so that's like kind of our little signature standout. This herringbone is fantastic though. I absolutely love this fabric. Next up, we have kind of a light brown chambray, and I went with all cottons for this because I thought that would give it a more casual look, something you could wear anytime. You know, it doesn't have to be wool, doesn't have to be linen. All of these are 100% cotton, which I absolutely love. This brown has these really great contrasting buttons. And again, these are jetted pockets. I like these a lot, but those patch pockets just kind of give it a certain feel. Then we've gone back to the purple chambray. And I love this one as well. Of course, this is one of my favorite colors. I think I really love these brown buttons on here. These are fantastic buttons. And it's a really nice contrast for this color purple. The one thing we did was we went with the flap pocket on the bottom here and a patch pocket up top. And the flaps I like, but I'm not sure I like this particular shape. I think I'd rather go with just a straight, sort of like a V kind of flap to it to give it a more streamlined look. These have almost a little bit too much of a Western flair to them. But I love the buttons. I love the contrast play here. I think this is a great vest. The last one, if you guys are a fan of the movie Tombstone, this is straight inspired by the Doc Holliday character.
Wretched slugs. Don't any of you have the guts to play for blood?
I'm your huckleberry. That's just my game.
This red vest. Of course, same liner inside. And you might notice we have the green piping, which is our secondary color for Dapper Villains. I'll throw that on. But, you know, Doc Holliday wore that red vest in a few different scenes, and I just thought it was so sharp. I wanted to do something that was sort of an homage to that. Not exactly a copy, but an homage, and I think we hit it out of the park with this one. Again, this is kind of the classic welt pocket, and it's just, you know, very streamlined, very clean, but it has that color to it, that rich red, which I love. Anyway, guys, these are the samples that I picked up today. When I was out in Din Daeng, you get to see a little bit of that area, that sort of garment district that I was in. Working on the samples, keeping the line going. That's all I got for you today. Until next time, keep taking action, make your ideas reality.